Ba-da! Number 3, and number 3 goes to the wonderful, the fabulous CJ. So CJ didn't have time to finish the game, but what I suggested they did, or what they wanted to put in, was just to put in like their game design of what they wanted to make as well. So we're going to go and have a read through the PDF, and I'm really, really glad that she did this, because it shows that it does count as an entry. I try and encourage people that even if you don't finish a game, or if you don't have a friend who can program, or you don't have an artist friend, or you only do a certain discipline, that you're still welcome to get involved. Even if you don't finish with a big game, you can just put forward some of your ideas, or like a bunch of art that you made for an idea that you had, and that would be really cool to share as well. So let's go and have a look at the entry by CJ Gladback. We're going to go and give this everything, and we're going to go and have a look at this 1 megabyte PDF, baby. Here it is. Okay, so just a reminder, this is a design doc by CJ Gladback. The name of the game, Heard It All. So this was a concept that they would have liked to have done for the game jam. So let's have a little read through it, shall we? Okay, cool. Herd your flock to bound over the fence in a steady stream and put the approaching hungry wolf to sleep. Okay, hang on. 14 bounds, 14 ticks, 5, 7, 8, 14. Hang on, we're gonna have to try and understand this. So this is a sleep meter. Is this the wolf? Okay, oh, they're looking, I can see now. So when you bounce, the wolf is looking over here, is it? So this looks like a wolf looking at a fence, and there's a sheep jumping, right? I like the idea of watching counting sheep. Jam hats. I'm sure CJ didn't try and target my Welsh nationality with the sheep joke. I'm trying to understand. Then we'll read it, maybe a bit more of the explanation, and then we'll go back and have a little look. Oh, look at some of the cute art as well. Okay, let's go and have a little read through. So turns consist of tracing the sheepdog's path through the paddock. Oh, so we're the sheepdog, of course. So there's a sheepdog, and then there's the wolf as well. Yes, I didn't keep that in mind. Okay. Starting at the side or back wall. So the side would be either one of these, or this back wall, I guess. Okay. When the dog passes directly behind a flock member's occupied space, the flock member startles forward, moving 1 square per tick until they hop the fence, dividing paddocks. The fence dividing paddocks. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, so basically, if I go here, when I get to here, this one's going to start running forward. Then I move up to there, and the next tick, then there. This is going to run into this one by the looks of it. But when I get here, this one will start going. When I get up to here, this one will start going. So am I right to say this one? So this would have been on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that why that one's 5? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that is maybe where the numbers are coming. But you wouldn't have finished it, maybe. The next point covers that. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's have a look. So flock members will also startle when another flock member enters the space behind them. Each tick in which a flock member hops the fence raises the wolf's sleep meter. Oh, I like that idea. It keeps them asleep, right? If multiple flock members hop at the same time, the wolf's sleep meter will only rise 1 bound worth. On the other hand, if wolf's sleep meter will rise a bonus distance for each consecutive tick containing a bound. Okay, so you're rewarded for getting them all going over together. I like that you could still potentially do it otherwise, though. But you could like get a high score, maybe based on how much sleep meter is left. Or maybe it'll wake up and eat the poor sheepies. Okay, that was cool. The wolf crawls closer to the paddock with every tick of play until its sleep meter is full. This may take multiple turns per round to knock the wolf out, or early rounds may allow a quick incapacitation for tutorial purposes. I'm trying to let me just understand this. The wolf crawls closer to the paddock with every tick. So it can't crawl if it's asleep though, right? Until it's sleep meters. Oh, so once it's full, then it'll start sleeping. and it'll go down, and when the sleep meter runs out, they'll go forward. Okay, that makes sense. Time between rounds is useful for story progression. Wolf view is warped and dreamy, while paddock view tilts out of top down to show lazy dog, who's technically a guard dog type sheepdog, to contrast our player character herder. Atop is sheep throne alongside the remaining flock members. I like that. So the wolf wakes up again for the next turn when a dark horse materializes from the shadows around him and neighs in his face, because we need a nightmare pun here. Lazy dog delivers tutorials, wisdom, and moral support. He also has emergency wolf pausing abilities with a cooldown while he naps it off, which may incidentally remove helpful overlay markings. Your turn effects before you commit. Such abilities may be randomized, as the cutscenes will have to be the same effect of causing the wolf to make no forward progress for one turn, but might include pulling a rope to trigger a dropping net, or fireworks or other ridiculous traps while still atop his sheep, or even flying into a magnificent floating martial arts display, leaving the wolf stunned and slack-jawed. When nearly out of sheep flock members in our player paddock, a cat who's been silently kneading the wool of sleeping sheep by the barn walks off with a "be right back." She returns with the other woolly creatures from the barn. Possible non-sheep flock members: rabbits, goats, alpacas, llamas. The lady dog provides clues of how each species reacts and is timed differently. So the different, you saying the different animals would be herded as well. I love this atop the sheep. That's great. This is like a little rat by the looks of it. And I love this alpaca or llama. I'm going to go with alpaca, but they're quite similar, so I might be wrong there. So the win scenario is getting the barn all cleared out except for the one black horse. Then the herding grid expands to include the area the wolf is in, and you get to herd the wolf through a couple of turns until it's either the wolf confronts the horse or it goes into the barn. The wolf chooses the barn, and the lazy dog and cat close. The wolf chooses the barn, and the lazy dog and the cat close him in. So you lock away the wolf, and he's sedated and relocated in the morning. Of course, not killed. That'd be terrible. I like it. I like the idea of how you've kind of built on this mechanic to build like a bit of a story. I can see some of the ideas you're kind of trying to explore here. And if we have a look at this second example, or this first example here then. So if we start from up here, we're going to get 4 of them crossing over. This one's going to go 1 tick. Then this one would move, maybe immediately. I'm not 100%. Yeah, I'm not 100% why some are black and some are green here. But I'd imagine you go here, this would start running. You go here, this would, and then next tick, this would. So I think this would go once, then it'd be a gap of 2, then this, then it'd be another 2, 3, 4, then 5, 6, 7, like a 7 gap between those by the looks of it, and then it would jump over. The green, we're marking the ones that are in a row. Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because these two go over together. Whereas in this one goes... Is it the same layout? So you're showing how the same layout can actually have a different result. Nice, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty cool. So if you come on from this angle instead, you get 1. This goes forward, startles this. They will both go in together. By the time we get to there, this one will go in just after this one goes in. And then there'll be an extra gap of like 2, I think. And then another 2 to run across. So that gives us that extra gap there as well. That's cool though. That's cool. It would be actually interesting to see how it plays. Especially if you start getting like units that work like that move in different ways. Like perhaps you need to like revisit the tile. Like they only move 1 slot. So say it's like a stubborn bull or something like that. Like you push it once and it'll go once. Or maybe if you make something red go in front of it, it would like run in a straight line. Or yeah, you could build on the mechanics in an interesting way. There's the hope for some bunnies and alpacas, etc. Yeah, it'd be that. I think that would be the key to see whether or not this has like potential to be a kind of fully fledged little puzzle game. Like how much diversity the different type of animals have. and how interesting they kind of blend together. But it's a super cool idea. I would have loved to have seen it made. And hey, who knows? Maybe next Honest Jam, you can make this game if you want. That'd be cool. If you need an excuse to ever work on it. Or you could work with someone, provide some art, and maybe they want to make it with you. So, yeah, but that's cool. Thank you so much for getting involved. I think this was super cool. Let's give this a bit of feedback here then. This. Uh-oh. I accidentally closed the wrong page. Here we go. This was so awesome to read through. Thank you kindly for getting involved, despite not being able to program. This jam really is encourages anyone to get involved. I'm glad you did. Okay, so the game concept is interesting, and you both the setting and the art adds kind of like a lot of character, which only adds to how good the idea feels. It'd be great to see how some of the additional animals would behave when herded could become quite the brain. What's the right? Quite the what's a good word for this? Quite the puzzler. Let's just say that it gets the point across. Pow. Nice. That was great. That was great. A brain tickler, a brain teaser. Yeah, they could have worked. Brain twister. I guess tongue twister. I'm used to hearing it with, right? But regardless, that was cool. Okay, we're through our 4th entry. Thank you very much, CJ, for getting involved.